This story began just like many other wonderful events in my life, completely by accident. After the first mermaid grew used to me and started trusting me, I thought nothing more extraordinary could possibly happen. She became a part of my world, and I was ready to spend hours watching her gracefully glide through the water, radiating that elusive magic that cannot be described in words. We became friends, if you could call our strange relationship that, although I won't go into too many details here. Every day, I would come to the pool and observe as she became more and more comfortable with my presence. She no longer showed fear when I approached the water slowly. Instead, there was a kind of mysterious calm in her eyes. It felt as though she was waiting for me, and there was a silent yet powerful understanding between us. We communicated without words, through glances and subtle movements. Sometimes I would bring flowers and gently place them on the surface of the water. I was certain she understood my gesture, as she would nudge the flowers with her fins, as if graciously accepting the gift. But then something truly incredible happened. One day, when I arrived at the pool, there wasn't just one mermaid, but two. My first mermaid, whom I had grown fond of calling Lua, was sitting on the edge, barely touching the water, and seemed to be quietly conversing with another. The second mermaid looked entirely different. Her long hair was the color of dark coral, beautifully spreading across the surface of the water like seaweed slowly swaying under the ocean waves. I stood there, slightly stunned, yet completely mesmerized by this encounter. Of course, I didn't have my camera on me. At first, both mermaids looked at me with curiosity, as if waiting for me to make the next move. But I decided that it would be best to just watch, not approaching too quickly. Lua, being the braver of the two, was the first to slip into the water and swim slowly towards me. The second, more cautious, remained where she was, half submerged. As time passed, they both became accustomed to my presence. Each day, after a long day at work, I would come to the pool, tired but eager to spend time with them. I even brought various fruits, still not quite figuring out what their preferred diet might be. No matter how many mermaids appeared, I could never cease to marvel at their beauty and the gentle grace they possessed. Yet, despite this trust, they clearly weren't thrilled whenever I entered the water with a camera. I'm not sure if they were familiar with such objects, but their reactions suggested that cameras were probably associated with something unpleasant. Perhaps it reminded them of fishing nets or tricky traps from which they had learned to escape. They became nervous whenever I got too close with my equipment, and honestly, I couldn't blame them for it. By the way, I can recommend the excellent small professional camera Insta360 that helped me capture these incredible shots. It's the best piece of gear I've come across, especially for photographing mermaids. One day, I brought a small toy fish and tossed it into the water just to see what they would do. To my surprise, both mermaids began playing with it like children, laughing, or at least it seemed like laughter, and pushing the fish from one side to the other. It was a moment of pure joy, and I realized that despite all their mystery, there was something very childlike and innocent in mermaids. It was as though, like children, they were capable of finding happiness in the simplest things. Maybe they were laughing and teasing me for my childlike naivety. Most likely, I must have looked like a big, clumsy child to them. I think they might even be smarter than us. Why not? After all, we've yet to truly study them. These moments were filled with such sincerity and warmth that I would forget about reality and simply enjoy my time with them. And you know what's truly amazing? Even as time went on, I never ceased to be amazed by their beauty. Every movement, every gesture was filled with grace and elegance like I had never seen in any land creature. While I could only capture a fraction of these magical moments on camera, they will remain in my heart forever.